Hello, crypto boys and ghouls, and welcome back to the channel, Tales from the Cryptmancer, where we feature content on play-to-earn games on the blockchain, such as Splinterlands. And in today's video, well, we're trying something new for science, right? So we're going to try and use a new tool called monsterswap.io, and it is a intermediary tool, which is basically a long way of saying, you can do trades in Splinterlands without having to have a person on Discord that you coordinate through. And you can use this tool and this service to facilitate your trades. And we're going to be trying to just buy some cards off of the Splinterlands Discord from Monkish Penguin, who is part of this program and this tool. And we're going to give it a try. So we have some SPS funds here in our Hive wallet, and we're going to go into the site and see what we see. So here is the tool. It's monsterswap.io, and we are going to log in with a keychain here, and you can see here, trade crypto assets safely and securely using the Hive blockchain. So let's try and log in here. So we are logged in. We are going to see that note any tokens you trade need to be on Hive Engine. Cards can be left in game. So we have our SPS tokens on Hive Engine. And if we go into trade here, and we go live trading, you can see we have nminer-0's lobby, which is Monkish Penguin's lobby. So we're going to click on that. And we are going to take a look to see what's in here. So you can see here on my side, I have my offer right now, and I can see what Monkish Penguin is offering. And we're just going to double check all of the details here. Because we're doing a lot of cards here, I think they've got a limit on 200 cards per transaction. So we might have to do 2 or 3 transactions here. And let's see how this works. So we just want to verify we're getting the cards that we've identified. And I'm going to pause right here as I check the cards and check the value, and then put in our offer. All right, so I checked the cards, made sure the BCX was correct for the cards that I was looking to get here. We're trying to just top up our Quid and our Bright and Bloom summoners in this transaction. I've added the SPS amount here for this part of the trade, and I've added it to the offer. We can see that Monkish Penguin has accepted the offer, so then I will accept my part. So I'm saying I'm going to accept these cards for this amount of SPS. It's going to charge me as the buyer the fee, and the service charges a 2.5% fee, I believe, based on the value of either the cards being purchased with or the tokens. So that's what you're seeing here. So I'm going to hit accept. Then I'm going to hit confirm. And then we wait. Now that we both have confirmed, it's popping up a keychain message. We're sending tokens, where it's saying that I'm sending 4,934.02 SPS. And let's hit confirm here. And then we will see the magic. It's validating on Hive blockchain here, according to the site. Here, it looks like we have to pay the fee here. I think that's what it's waiting for us to validate here. So if I pay the fee, which is going to be $6.86. It's going to say I have insufficient funds. Okay, so it looks like we need DEC in the account to pay for the fees. So let's go ahead and work on that. All right, so I missed this. There's actually a fee where you can select DEC or SPS as how you want to pay the fee. Because I don't have DEC in the account, I just have SPS, I'm gonna go ahead and select SPS to pay the fee. In this case, the 2.5% is going to be 121.733 SPS. So we'll go ahead and pay that fee to use this service. It's asking to withdraw that 127.733 SPS. Confirm. And it's saying that it's sent from Monkish Penguin's account, those cards. And let's see if we can scroll. It doesn't look like we can scroll down and see all of the card listings here. So it's not a completely functional UI there, but you can see those are the cards that were transferred, and these were the SPS tokens that were transferred and the fee there. So let's go ahead and hit the game here. Let's first go into Hive Engine and see if the SPS was deducted. And you can see that the SPS was deducted here. The SPS for the trade plus the fees. And if we go into the game now, you can see the cards that we got. Quids and the Brighton Blooms. Let's go ahead and take a look at the cards here, see if they appear in the account. We do. We have our, looks like 35 BCX of Quid, and we have our 54 BCX of Brighton Bloom. So the cards are there. So trade number 1 successful here as part of this deal. We're going to go back into the lobby and see if we have trade number 2 queued up. All right, so we're back with our second piece of this trade. And in this trade, we're getting a number of Coral Wraith BCXs, as well as a whole bunch of Tortesian Fighter bases as well. Now, when I talked to Monkish Penguin, he had mentioned that they're going to add a BCX total here so that you don't have to individually count the BCX that should be here for large trades. And I did get clarification. So Monkish Penguin is using their development account here for this trade. So as a user, I'm being charged the 2.5% intermediary fee on my side. His is waived just because he's using a dev account, but a normal user as both a buyer and a seller would have to pay 2.5% on the value of the trade. Now, what's interesting here as a seller, if you were to use this feature with a direct sale of a card to like SPS or DEC, for example, and I think those are the only tokens that are available. Actually, looks like you can trade Hive, Voucher, SPT, packs, plots, tracks, totems, all kinds of stuff. So pretty much anything on Hive Engine you can trade here. But the takeaway here is that if you were to sell like this Coral Wraith on Peak Monster, they would charge you a 5% market fee. If you use this intermediary service with a prearranged sale, instead of paying a 5% market fee, you're only going to pay a 2.5% market fee on the value of the trade or that card. So it's going to be less fees from that perspective. So we're going to try this out. We've verified the cards are correct here. We're going to put our SPS amount in. We're going to add it to the transaction. We're going to let Monkish Penguin see the offer that we've provided of an SPS for these cards. And then once he accepts, then we can also accept as well. So wait for his side to accept. And then once confirmed, there we go, he accepted on his side. So we're going to accept on our side. We can see here the fee is going to be $3.13. So we'll go accept here. And then we will double check everything looks good. We'll confirm. And we're saying that's the SPS that we're going to transfer. Now it's going to confirm the fee on our side to complete the transaction. We're going to pay in SPS again. In this case, the $3.31 transaction fee, which is 2.5% of our value here. And that's going to be that $55,975. We're going to pay that fee, confirm it, and then we will wait for the transaction to validate on the blockchain. So I did provide feedback to Monkish Penguin that it would be good to denote the percentage here that's being calculated on the fee, and I will just validate how they're using that, what value they're calculating that fee from, based on the SPS that I'm sending versus the value of the cards. And I need to quickly ask Monkish Penguin where they're getting the value of the cards from for the fees. But let's go ahead and check Hive Engine here. It looks like that completed. Let's refresh our Hive Engine. See if the SPS was completed. Looks like we still have the SPS for now. Let's go back to trade here. Let's refresh our Hive Engine. Okay, I guess that pulled out the SPS. Let's take a look at the cards, refresh the cards here. So look at our own cards. You can see 19 BCX of the Coral Wraith. Drill down into the Tortesian Fighter here, and we can see 131 BCX of the Tortesian Fighter, which is what we're looking for. Go back into the next lobby and do the next trade. All right, so we're back with our next trade. In this case, we're getting some Silver Shield Archers and some Nightmare BCXs, and we've put in our SPS token trade here in. We're going to add that. Oops, I already added it, it looks like. So we're just going to accept, right? Let's go ahead and accept. Confirm. And then we'll transfer 540 SPS. We'll pay the fee in SPS, a 2.5% fee, which is 2.5% of the value of the SPS. Go ahead and pay that fee. Confirm that. And then we'll wait for the cards to transfer. Now, what is interesting to note, and I confirm with Monkish Penguin, if your a seller of these cards, the market value of the cards is coming from the Splinterlands API. So the value of the cards is either the last single BCX price of the card times the number of BCX in the trade. If there was a recent sale, or if there was not a recent sale, it uses the last sale price, single BCX price times the number of BCX in the trade. That's where it's coming up with this value, in this case, $52.70. And that's where the fee is going to be calculated from. Monkish Penguin also confirmed that if you trade something that has not a lot of liquidity, like a plot or a tract or a totem, SPS obviously has a market value, which you can see at the top here in the header, which you can calculate the fees from. But for things like a tract of land or a plot of land, it uses the last sold price to calculate the fee for the market value. So just be aware of that. All right, we have one more component of the trade here. This is for a number of sandworm BCXs. We're going to go ahead and accept this. I'm going to confirm it. I'm going to send over the SPS. I'm going to pay the fees in SPS based on the value of the SPS that we're sending over. And then wait for the transaction to complete. Now, I also did clarify a couple things on that last statement. So I chatted with Monkish Penguin, and apparently for cards, the market value is always the lowest listed single BCX price is what's used. Now, for land and totems, because the liquidity is not always there, right now, if there's a listing price and there's been a sale within 30 days, it uses the current listing price. If for some reason there's not been a sale in the last 30 days, then it defaults back to the last sold price. Now, with the non-card market coming soon to Splinterlands, that likely will change that process because, well, there'll be more availability to sell items in the market, just like cards. So let's go ahead and check. Hive engine to see our balance. We can see our balance there is gone down. We can go into the game. We can refresh our cards here and see if we got the sandworms in. We did. We have here 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. So 258 BCX of sandworm. Okay, good stuff. Let's go back to our final trade. All right, so we're on our last part of this trade, and we've got a corrupted Pegasus level 3, 5 BCX here, and we've got the SPS offered. We're going to accept it. We're going to confirm it. And you can see here, this time Monkish Penguin is using his regular account. It's calculating the value at $537 based on list prices, and it's charging a 2.5% fee off that list of $13.42. And the SPS fee is calculated at 8.714. So we'll just wait for this to be confirmed on Monkish Penguin side, and then we will pay the fee, and then yeah, we'll have pretty much tested the new monsterswap.io automated intermediary for trades in Splinterlands. So we're doing the trade one more time. Looked like it timed out a little bit because there was a delay before we recorded this last trade. And when we backed out of the trade, everything got returned to me, even though we had sent the fees and the SPS. Everything got refunded back to my Hive wallet instantly. And so we're just doing the second transaction here, the second time around. And we'll wait for this to complete now. And according to Monkish Penguin, they have a timeout set for security purposes. that can be triggered, for example, if you take too long in a trade lobby with the trade open. So just be aware of that as well. It could time out on you. And then you just have to cancel the trade by hitting the cancel button. So there you have it. We were able to successfully test the monsterswap.io tool. I will leave a link to this tool in the video description below. Again, this is not a sponsored video. I received no compensation for creating this video. It's basically just, again, I wanted to share a tool within the community that's built by a community member or community members here, share their information with you, and if you want to give it a try, feel free to do so. This is, again, a tool that you would use to automate your trade intermediaries, just to make sure your trades are safe when doing that on Discord or Facebook or outside of the game. Something to consider. I've also mentioned to Monkish Penguin that I think the fees are a little high at 2.5% for the buyer. 2.5% for a seller obviously is already a reduction in a listing fee, but realistically for the tool, probably a 0.5 to maybe 1% fee on both sides might be more reasonable, just because I don't think a lot of buyers are used to paying fees. In this case, we're doing a trade and not a buy-sell agreement, so for the benefits of the intermediary security, it's certainly reasonable that the tool charges a fee. I just think it should be a lower fee, especially when you're dealing with higher dollar items. That 2.5% could add up over time. So let me know what you think of the tool in the comments below. And again, I'll leave a link to it should you wish to try it out. And until next time, keep stacking those stats.
That's entertainment.